Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking to you from Poland. My name is Teresa Garland and I am electoral president of the Republic of Poland, the Social Constitutional Committee. We actively work to respect and enforce natural human rights, the Constitution and democracy. I would like to read a message, open letter I sent it today to the Russian President, Mr. Vladimir Putin. This is about war on Ukraine and generally of peace in the world. Open letter to the President of Russia, Vladimir Putin, regarding the war in Ukraine, in connection with the planned peace conference in Switzerland. Dear Mr. President, if it is true that Russia wants peaceful coexistence with the rest of the world, it would be appropriate to submit a request to the United Nations regarding the deployment of Blue Helmets UN peacekeeping forces in Ukraine in order to prevent further military escalations. Additionally, with the goal of ensuring the continued existence of nation-states throughout the world, which you are an advocate of, Russia could certainly serve to destroy the anti-human and anti-state harp system in America, through which a ruthless international criminal group attacks subsequent states and nations, causing them earthquakes and, as a result, climate change. This state cannot continue, because it will cause regression in the world's civilization development and the annihilation of humanity. There is no one in the world, no military person or politicians, who would be able and who would have the courage to destroy this harp system, because the whole world is corrupted by money and they have no interest in the good of people, nation-states and entire nations. In the current international geopolitical situation, perhaps Russia should consider changing its offer to the world. In the current version of domination, still waging war, Russia may have great difficulties in maintaining its dominant position in the international arena, because humanity, thanks to the internet, is already more aware. People do not want wars. Waging war has a negative impact on Russia's image in the world. Military superiority is only one branch of world domination, but it is short-lived and generally destructive, and is currently no longer sufficient for a country to be recognized as one of the leading leaders in the international arena in the long term. In order to be one of the main leader countries today, which will be followed by other countries in the world, you need to have leading competences in 4 areas. Firstly, in the military area, and Russia undoubtedly has these competences. But does Russia use them for the good and development of humanity? Secondly, competences in the economic area, that in a given country must live reasonably well. That's significant. That means that the people in a given country must live reasonably well, at a decent level, so people do not have to go to abroad to earn living, and if necessary, they are willing to fight because they have something to fight for. The third area of key competences is technology. By cutting itself off due to the war in Ukraine from sanctions from around the world, Russia will cause its own technological regression, not allowing Russians to further develop. Russia's self-sufficiency is possible because it is a large country, but technological development at the highest global level may be a problem. Fourth, a world leader must have a high level of cultural competence. This is about ensuring that people respect their basic rights and freedom, including freedom of speech and civil rights, to enable citizens to actually influence the government in their own country, in order to achieve the common good of all citizens. The test for a high level of culture is the existence in a country of the primary of law over force, in accordance with natural law. The prosperity of a nation begins with culture. Bearing the above in mind, it should be stated that if Russia wants to rebuild its lasting position as a world leader in the international arena, it should take into account the above-mentioned key factors, the development of which would allow Russia to be a real recognized leader in the international arena, a leader working for lasting peace between countries, for universal development and prosperity. Only such a leader, other countries and nations of the world will follow. Continuing on the counting on the favorable reception of these comments and the constructive for the good of all humanity possibilities of using Russia's war machine, I leave the above-mentioned issues to your consideration. For decades, America was a leading country in a world stage because it had advantages in 4 main areas of competence: military, economic, technological, and cultural. Unfortunately, Americans were lost by bad corporate law, the overpower of judges, and the greed of its politicians and entrepreneurs, who led to the transfer of American production of goods to foreign countries, and who gave the power over the issue of money to an organized criminal group from the Fed and Wall Street. Additionally, for decades, while waging wars around the world, Americans have been deceiving entire countries and nations, using the media they took over, convincing them with propaganda that they are fighting for freedom and democracy, which turned out, in the example of Poland, to be one big fraud. Despite the arrival of Americans in Poland, we still have neither democracy, freedom of speech, nor economic freedom in Poland. Instead, we have hundreds or even thousands of prisoners imprisoned in psychiatric hospitals and prisons for their words. In the light of the facts, it should be stated that both Russia and America base their rivalry on military strength in the war in Ukraine. The world froze, waiting for which side would come to its senses first and come to the side of reason. Refraining from hostilities to peacefully pursue of the good of ordinary people. In case of other ruthless escalation, destruction awaits us. Let us pray for the leaders of both powers to resist the pressure behind the scenes of corrupt military and financial players on both sides, whose sole purpose is to enslave and kill entire nations for the purpose of plunder and unauthorized profit. With respect and esteem, Teresa Garland, sworn in electoral President of the Republic of Poland, the Social Constitutional Committee, on 15th of January 2024. Thank you.